I welcome you all to this today's session. Today we are studying microcontroller module 3, where we'll be connecting ports with the switch and buzzer. We'll see how to connect a switch and a buzzer to the microcontroller. Write a program to perform the following. Keep monitoring the bit P1.2 until it becomes high. So what we need to do, we need to keep monitoring the pin with bit which is P1.2, and we need to till it becomes high, we need to check that. When P1.2 becomes high, write value 45 to port 0. So we need to write 45H to port 0 if the P1.2 bit becomes high. Send a high to low pulse to P2.3. You need to send a high to low pulse to P2.3. So what is the three things we need to do? We need to keep monitoring the bit which is P1.2, and then we need to if the bit P1.2 is high, the second thing we need to do is when P1.2 is high, write the value 45H to port 0. And also the third thing we need to do is send a high to low pulse to P2.3. So this is what we need to do in this program. Right. So let us see how to write a program for such a kind of a requirement, where I'll start with org, that is originate from 00H, set bit P1.2. I'm making the P1.2 bit as an input port because I need to keep monitor the bit here. Then move a comma hash 45. That is the initializing of the 45 value, which I am moving it to, which I am initializing in accumulator. After that, I'll be checking the bit P1.2 again, right? So what will I do? I'll have to check this bit. How do I check? Using a instruction JNB. JNB is an instruction which will help me to check the bit. And what is that we are doing? If the bit is not set, that is JNB is jump if bit is not set, right? Which bit? P1.2. If it is not set, then what to do? I need to jump to a location that is again. So where is again? Again is the address of the same instruction. Again is here only. So what is that I need to do? Check the bit P1.2. If the bit is not 1, so you have to jump to location again, and again is the same instruction. That is, I'm keeping the bit as, I'll make this bit as input port, and I'll be checking this, I'll be monitoring this bit. Once this bit becomes high, it comes out of this loop. So once it comes out of the loop, what is that it has to do? It has to move. The second thing we need to do is it has to move 45H to port 0. So here A has 45, that is moved to port 0. And then the third thing what we need to do is we need to move a high to low pulse to P2.3. So set bit P2.3 and clear P2.3 will be moving high to low pulse to port P2.3. So this is how the program will be working, right? So where check the bit P1.2 before which it is an input port, so you need to make it as high, and then check the bit continuously, monitor it. Once the bit becomes high, come out of the loop, move 45 to P0, and also send a high to low pulse to P2.3. This is what is the requirement, and we have written the program accordingly, right? Let us see one more example where buzzer is connected. Assume that the bit P2.3 is an input and represents the condition of an oven. So what is that? P2.3 is an input pin and it is representing the condition of a oven. So this is what is P2.3. It is representing the condition of a oven. If it goes high, that is, if this bit goes high, it means that oven is hot. So this is connected to check the status of a oven. If the bit is low, if bit is 0, then the oven is working appropriately, properly. If the bit P2.3 which is connected to oven is high, in the sense oven has exceeded the temperature. So what it has to do? Monitor the bit continuously. Whenever it goes high, when this bit goes high, send a high to low pulse to port P1.5 to turn on a buzzer. We have connected a buzzer to pin bit P1.5. If this bit is high, which bit? P2.3, where the status of O1 is red. If this bit is high, then we need to send a high to low pulse on this pin, which is P1.5. So what is the thing? So in order to know the status of a bit, status of the O1, a switch is connected. Whenever the switch is connected, if the pin becomes high, if the pin is high, where P2.3 is high, then we need to send a high to low pulse to the P1.5 where a buzzer is connected, right? So this is what is the requirement of the program. So if this is the program, let us see how to work out on this. So let us write a program for this, where organize 00h, originate 00h. I start writing my program at 00h. Then I'll check the bit P2.3. That is this bit I'll be checking, right? So J and B again. Jump if the bit is not set. If the bit is not set, I am monitoring. I'm looping here only. Where here is here. So I'll be looping at this instruction continuously till the bit is 1. If the bit is 1, only then I'll be coming out of this loop. If the bit is not 1, I'll be there in the same loop. So once this P2.3 becomes 1, that is when switch is pressed, or when the switch is pressed, that is indicating the condition of a O1, then what is that I need to do? I need to set this bit. Which bit? P1.5, or I need to send a high to low pulse. How to send a high to low pulse? Set bit and clear will help me to do that. So that is set bit P1.5 and clear P1.5. So this is what is sending a high to low pulse to a buzzer. And then S jump here. S jump here is I'll be repeating this procedure of monitoring the switch and sending a pulse to buzzer for a n number of time. So I'll be using S jump here. This is what is the program, where we are checking the switch, and based on the switch status, there is a buzzer which is connected to P1.5, which will be ringing. So that is what is the program here. Let us see this program, whatever we have learned till now, using a Keel software first. We'll write a program to, we'll be doing a, writing the program on Keel, and we'll see how does it works. So I have already written the program here. The only change is, instead of sending a single pulse, I have used the delay. You can see that I have used the delay here, because if there is no delay, the buzzer will be like very light. I'll not be able to demonstrate. I'll show that also without delay what will happen. So here I've included a delay between a high to low pulse, so that I'm not only sending a pulse, I'm sending a wave where it is high for a long time, so that I can hear the buzzer, right? That's the only change I have done. So this is my buzzer program. You know already how to execute this program, right? So just save this. I've already typed the program. I've created a project. I've saved it. So the save, then we'll go for translate. We need to translate this. Then after it is getting translated, go for where we need to build it. Let us build it. You can see that the hex file is already created. The created hex file is with the name Proteus switch buzzer, SWBUZ I have given. And then the next one is I need to build all. So I'll be building all. So this is the procedure, just to make sure that we are not having any error, right? Once this is done, I'll go to the Proteus software, where I have already written my program. I have already rigged up the circuit. Let us demonstrate it first. So this is my Proteus, right? So here I'll be demonstrating this, whichever I have already done. Then let us see how to work out. So how does it work? Go to run here. At the left down bottom, we have run button. So we need to press that. If we press that, you can see that the blue color has become green, and you can see this running status, right? It is running here. You can see that at the bottom animating, it is executing. So this is what is the run program. Next is, we have already started, it is executing now. So now if I press the button here, I'll press the button, you will hear the buzzer sound, right? So this is what is the program. What is that I'm doing? I'm pressing a buzzer, and you'll be able to hear the buzzer sound, right? So that is what is the program, right? Right. So let us see how to do this program. So what will I do? I will save this program and then I'll go for a new capturing of this schematic. So let me go for a, schematic capture. So how does it look? So here you can see that there is a schematic capture, right? So I need to go to new project, the file, and go to, so there you go to schematic capture. This on the menu bar you have a option for schematic capture. Click on that. So when you click on that, you'll be opening with a schematic. This is a schematic window. Then go to this P where you are supposed to place your parts. So click on P. Then a window opens for opening of the or selecting of your parts. I'll be using my Atmos 89 C51. So I'll just type in that IC number. So this is my IC. At the right side, you can see the IC details here, right? So this is what is the IC details. So this is the microcontroller which I'll be selecting. Select that. If you double click on that, you can see that it got selected. It is picked in your library at the left. So here it has been selected. Next, what is that I'll do? I want a switch, that is button button. I need to give it as button. So this is my button. You can see that at the right side, this is the symbol of a button which has appeared. Double click on that. So even your button is added to your library. Then I want switch, correct? No, not switch. I want buzzer, 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 right? So I'll be selecting a buzzer. This is a buzzer which I'll be using. So you can see at the right. Then double click on that. So it will be added to your library. Then say OK. At the right side you have bottom OK. Press OK there. So all your parts are ready. It's there in the library now. First I'll place my microcontroller. Let me place the microcontroller. I have placed my microcontroller here. And I need to use a button and a buzzer. Buzzer is to be connected to the port, right? So I'll just place this buzzer here. Next I'll be using the button. I'll place it to right side, right? So if you remember, we have used a program where we are connecting our switch to P2.3, right? We are connecting our switch to P2.3. To zoom it out, scroll your cursor, right? If you scroll your cursor, it will be zoomed out. So your switch is connected to, if you remember, we have written a program where your switch is connected to P2.3. P2.3 is the connection for switch. So this is P2.3. Connect that to the switch. I have connected that to switch. And if you remember, we have connected buzzer to P1.5. P1.5 is my buzzer. So I'll be connecting this to P1.5. Right, I have connected it to P1.5. This is what is the first thing we need to do. Next, I need to connect with the power, right? So go to terminal mode here, click on that, and you select the power button. So this power button, I need to be connecting it to the switch. So I'll place it here, the right, and then connect it to the switch. So this is fine. Next, I'll be connecting the ground to my buzzer. I'll be connecting it to ground. Let me connect this to ground, right? So my circuit is complete. You can see that we have done the connections, right? Our microcontroller is connected with the buzzer and the switch now, right? Next is, after this is done, I need to dump my program onto the microcontroller. How to dump the program? Double click on the microcontroller chip here. Here we have program file. So click on this, open, right? I should be knowing where is my program written. My program is in the demo this file, and I should be remembering the name of the file. Hope you remember the name of the file. It was Proteus switch buzzer hex, right? So this is my program. So just load that hex file. Hex file you need to load it and you need to say OK. So once you say okay, your program is dumped on that. Now again, click on the buzzer. You can see that the volt given is 12 volts. Give it as 5 volts. That would be enough for running the buzzer. And your load resistance, let it be 1000, not more than that. If you make it as 1000, only then to run the program, to run it, you have to go to the left bottom. The run symbol is there, right? Click on that. It goes green. If it is green, then your program is in a running stage. Then press the button. If you press the switch, the buzzer will be ringing, right? So this is how you will be getting. This is the program where when you press the buzzer, you'll be getting a buzzer sound. When you release, it will not be heard, right? So that is the program's execution part. You have seen how to connect a switch and a buzzer to your microcontroller, and using the status of switch, how to buzz the buzzer, right? So this is about this connecting of a port with the switch and a buzzer. That's it for today's session. Let us meet in the next session. Thank you. I think